Do you have any particular rehearsal routines prior to a concert performance?
But, well, you see, when I go generally when I meet a new orchestra, of course they don't know me, and I don't know them, and so basically what I try to do is to let them play for a while, and of course even if there are things that I would like to change, is not. I don't think it's a really a good idea, to stop after 2.5 bars to say no. We have not even start to say hi to each other. So this is the first thing that I do. That I guess is what many conductors do, and then we start to work. And then depends, there are certain orchestra that you understand that particular piece is really in the repertoire, so you just go through in a way, passing over certain things because you know that the next time they will be right. There are certain orchestra, in certain other cases, when you know that the piece is new also for the orchestra, so you need also to be much more detailed about certain things that you want. So it depends.
Are there certain Carlo-esque rituals or techniques that you can share with the public? Are there things that you can comfortably say, this is Carlo Rizzi's approach to conducting or musicianship?
Well, I would say actually loyalty to the score. I always start from the point of view that if I perform something, the composer has done. Of course, if I like the piece, otherwise I wouldn't do it. I need to understand why the composer did certain things. So I'm not one of these people that start to change things around according to my personal wishes that particular day and time. I base what I do on the score and on the assumption that if the composer wrote something and took the time to put some ink on a paper in a certain way, that particular sign must mean something. It's not just la la la. And so this is what I always try to do. Now, this should not be considered a restrictive approach, because then, of course, every performance is different, and even performing the same piece with an orchestra, with another orchestra, there are differences. But everything has to start from the score for me.
How self-conscious are you of your own performances?
Well, during the performances, when I'm conducting, strange is a little bit of a schizophrenic job, because on one side you need to listen to a very critical ear what is happening, because you need to see where it's going, and this particularly actually happens with opera, because there are so many things that may go wrong, so that you really need to understand, the chorus here is just starting to go this way, so either I need to catch them or I need to second them, otherwise we start to part like this. So this is half of the brain. The other half is just enjoying the performance and making music. So when you say self-conscious, I think that is, yes, of course, I think that every conductor is self-conscious of what he's doing, but it's not just that. It needs also to be, to get over this moment of self-consciousness and just let it go.
Going on from that, do you suffer from stage nerves, and how do you keep calm when you're on
stage nerve, if you mean going out trembling, and no. If you have done your work correctly, no. I mean, there is always a little bit of nervousness. That is good. Otherwise, let's just go home and drink a cup of tea. No, is excitement. And you see, for me, the important thing is that every performance, and this is why we actually perform, no? Every performance is different, it's an experience. Otherwise, we should just buy a recording and that's it for the rest of our life. So, it's not fear, but it's excitement for what is going to happen. And then when the performance starts, then there are some moments that that is going to be fantastic. And there are some moments when that it's going to be fine, but without the fantastic. I cannot know this before I start. Well, otherwise, obviously, I would be the greatest conductor in the world because I would know how to do it every time. So to go back to the question, there is always anticipation, I think is the word in English, not fear.
If you feel that there had been a bad performance, do you beat yourself up about it? Do you just go, okay, well, that's past, let's move on?
Yeah, I wish. No. That is, for me is really something that I always think, why did that go wrong, or why something didn't click in that way? Why was great 2 days ago and why was not today? And but I think that every performer is the same in this, and this is the same if you're an actor, if you are a regisseur, if you are a dancer, even if you are a poet. You write something and boom comes out from you, and then something else you need to like choke out Mount Everest before you can write a word. I think this is something that is really inside the personality of the performer, unless the performer is stupid and thinks, everything is wonderful. But hey, whatever. That is another story.